Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to FPL Connect. This is the show for the masses of the FPL community. As you know, this is where we come in and then we compete at the highest level of the Fantasy Premier League games. That is what's up. That is what's up, everybody. I hope you guys had a fantastic game week 23. We are now going straight forward to the other game weeks. But on this episode today, we are basing ourselves more. We are basing ourselves more on game week 25. We are jumping straight to game week 25. That is the double game week for other teams, and that is the main focus for today. So just forget a bit about game week 24, but then don't forget a bit about it, because even on today's episodes, the player that we will talk about will still be competing even in game week 24. So let's get on it. Okay guys, so as you can see, today's episode is more on the best players for the double game week 25. So on my cover there, like my background player is Matthias Jansen. He plays for Brentford. I really like the player, but then I don't think he's the best pick for the double game week 25, because I'm not in the mood for risks in this double game week. I've been hurt pretty bad in this 2 game week, so I'm not really in the risk to do any, in the mood to do any risks. But this player is like a person that I've been keeping very closely under the radar, because I was really hoping that he's going to be a good differential for me in this in the past game weeks. But then he got an injury, and I've never really set my eyes on him since then. And also now that he's back, Brentford aren't really having a good fixture run. You know, they are not in a very good fixtures. They are not on their top form. You know, even you know what? Let me just stop talking about Brentford for a while. Let's just get into the video, guys. Let's just get into the video. So we know that we have a double game week in game week 25. Yeah. So these are 4 teams will be doubling, which is Man City, Liverpool, Brentford, and Luton Town. So these 2 teams will be playing twice in a single game week. That is in game week 25. Part of the two teams will be blanking in game week 26, which is Liverpool and Luton Town. So those 2 teams will be blanking in 26. So as much as it will be nice to have them in game week 25, but we also have to be aware that we will have to ship some of them out, or find a way to replace them in game week 26, or maybe like sub them out in game week 26 for them to be on the bench. But then they cannot accumulate any points for us in game week 26. But the main focus now is game week 25, and to some extent game week 24, because they can bring in as many points in those 2 game weeks that even if you still have them in your team and they are not there for game week 26, you can still survive the ranks. But then I'll just really advise for us to just find a way to ship them out as soon as we have to ship them out. Let's get on here. So the first players that I think you should have in your team, I'm going to start with Liverpool. Okay, so I do believe that we need players from Liverpool, Man City, okay, and the other teams. Okay, I'm just not going to just showcase the teams right away, but then there are teams that I think we can benefit from. Well, obviously Man City and Liverpool, but then those are not the only teams that we can really benefit from. So let's just dive into the video, guys. Let's dive into it. So the first 2 players from Liverpool, like the most essential players from Liverpool, I believe are Jota and Nunes. Jota is just £8 million, whereas Nunes is just 7.4. So I believe in these 2, Nunes is the first priority for me, because he's up front there, and he's also on penalties. So he's he gets the most chances in this squad. So I'd really go for him first, and then Jota second. So if you have Nunes, then you can definitely go for Jota. But then if you don't have Nunes and Jota, then I would just say optimize to go for Nunes. But then if you are like me and then like you just have to sell someone from the midfield, then just go for Jota, will just go for Jota. So that is how I view them, and that is their importance in this game. But then, I mean, their priorities for me. But then, I'm not done. We also have another player from the same team that I do think are quite crucial. But then they come right after this pair, and these are Alisson and Trent. So these two, I do believe they are very important, especially if the team keeps a clean sheet, then they are going to get very massive points. But then for Trent, he's also on set pieces and he has a great capability of getting very good attacking returns. So I really think he's also the player to go for. He's just 8.5, and Alisson is, I think, the most expensive goalkeeper in 5.7. So if you have Alisson already, then it's a good thing that you just keep him and don't sell him away or anything. But if you don't have him, I don't think it's a great idea to just go and buy him. Well, you you can just do that if you are already going to change your goalkeeper either way, or soon going to do a wild card, then can just go for it and change him. But these are the players from the Liverpool team that I believe that should be a must-have for this double game week. So you can just have three of them or two of them if you want to, because of a blank in game week 26. So I would really advise two of them because they're going to blank. But if you will be having two transfers, then you can really go for three of them. There's no harm in that. There's more good to it because you'll be capitalizing on the point that they will give you in game 24 and 25. Let's move on to the City squad now. So in Man City, these two are the best players for Man City that I believe you should have, or anyone should have, who is aiming to maximize on the points from Man City. This is Foden and De Bruyne. Foden is 7.9. I still believe he's a bit cheap, I still believe he's affordable because, oh my goodness, he has just done as very good wonders. Like he got that 20-pointer that I didn't even get because I don't have him. So I was furious. But it's Foden. He's a good player, guys. So, like he's so good that I don't think his price should be even greater than Saka's price, because he's that good at the moment. And then we have Kevin De Bruyne. He's back from injury. He's 10.8. So the reason that I'm saying these two guys are the players to have is because they almost all the time have the ball on their feet. Like they always have the ball. So if you have the ball, then you have a better chance of of getting goals, creating goals, doing something good, getting the bonus points. So the two brothers here, I think, are the best players to have from the Man City squad. And then the other two players, it's these two guys in Walker and Haaland. Both of them, they don't get a ball, as much as the other players, especially when comparing to Foden and De Bruyne. But then with Walker, if the defense is not disturbed at all, then he gets a comfortable 6-pointer and he's okay. He will now and then get some crosses in, and who knows, he also will get an assist or even some goals sometime. So it's very crucial to have Walker because they do have a tendency of keeping clean sheet in a time City, so it will just be good to have Walker in there. Like in this second half of the season, City always perform so good, guys. Like they always perform so good. So I would really advise for Kyle Walker to be in your team in this part of the season because of those clean sheets, or any Man City defender that is as nailed as Kyle Walker is. You know what I mean? So Erling Haaland is 14.2. He's currently the most expensive player in FPL. So we know why he is that expensive. It's because he can bang those goals. I watched him against Brentford. I wasn't convinced. For a moment, I didn't even think that he will score in that game or do an assist or anything. But then he grabbed an assist. So I'm really in a good mood to see how he will perform, how he will justify the 14.2 price tag, because we are like giving up so many options out there just for him. And yeah, he does have to deliver because I'm getting impatient. I'm getting impatient in this game. I want players that will deliver because I've missed on a lot of points already from Watkins and Foden. So I am allowed to get a bit frustrated and to demand more from the players that I have. So these two players, yes, they are the second players that the second pair that really comes after the two pairs. I'm the pair which is Foden and De Bruyne. So these are the players for Liverpool and Man City. And as I've said, these are the not the only player that I think can should make the cut into your team for the double game week. So let's just finalize it, guys. So we have Luton Town. So these players, guys, I'm like, this team has just surprised everybody. Like, it really has. So we have Ross Barkley at 4.9 and Adebayo at 4.9 as well. They play for the same team. Adebayo is a striker and Barkley is a midfield player. So if you ask me, in the order of their importance, I'll go more for Barkley than Adebayo, simply because I think Barkley has a lot of Barkley has plenty of chance to play 90 minutes, but Adebayo does not really have that chance of playing, full term. But then he has a better chance of scoring than Barkley. But now in the team, I've seen that they now play Adebayo and Morris. So they say that Adebayo is no longer like the main, the main striker. So it's a bit not easier for him to like score goals as much as well as he did before, when they kept us on the bench, because that time just knew that they can just give him the ball and then like he will score. But now they have someone a bit experienced than him, so they always try to give him the ball before Adebayo. So that is my opinion on that. Then these two are really the player that I would also go for if I'm not going for those four that I mentioned already, those 8 players that I have mentioned already. Or on top of those players, I would also include these ones in my list. So these are the players, but then this is the last surprise that I have for you guys. The last player, this is Ivan Toney. You must ask him, where are the Brentford players? Where are they? So I wouldn't advise anyone to go for the Brentford players. Like, I wouldn't advise anyone to go for these players, guys, because they have the toughest fixtures out there. Like, they have the toughest fixtures out there. We've seen the fixtures. We've seen that they are not good. Like, just look at this. They play against Man City, away to Man City, right? And they also play away to Brentford. I mean, to Liverpool. So, like, I don't really advise you guys to, at home to Liverpool. So I will don't advise any team to go for these guys. I just don't advise any team to go for these guys. But then if you want to go for Toney, or you already have Toney, then it's a justified risk, because each and every team can concede. They can even concede a penalty. And Toney is, he's the person to step up for Brentford if they get a penalty, or if they score, then he is the likely source for those goals or for those assists in the team. And even in set pieces, they will just aim to target him among other players. You know what I mean? So he's a justified risk. But then if you've been hurt like me and like you don't want to take any risks for the time being, I just wouldn't go for him at the moment. I just wouldn't go for him really. But yeah, guys, but the good thing is that he plays in gaming 26. So that is very much justified. And thinking of it now, I might really try to go for him. I think I might really try to go for him, so that at least I know that in game 26 also he plays, So, alright guys, this is the end of the content for now. This is the end of the content for now. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Adios.